back to the standard way. I know some of you guys gonna complain I'm left-handed, but you guys, it's the same thing. Even when I do horizontal and it's the back-facing camera, it doesn't push it to the same amount of people. So we're just gonna have to live with it. You know, it's just how it is. But hello, welcome back. I'm hanging out. I've been playing so much of that SE Hollow Body 2 Piezo, which is awesome, that today I wanted to pick back up the DGT. So I figured I'd just hop on here. I got some time in the middle of working on a new video for you guys. I think I'm going to start a little series. This is for all the people watching after the fact. A little series on just some solos that I like. Doing a video where I'm just working through me learning them, talking about my thoughts on it, chop it up so you don't have to watch the whole thing, and then you kind of learn maybe the solo along the way too. So anyways, the series I'm working on, just recorded a bunch for it. Working on a Brothers Osborne solo that I jammed on a little bit in here the other day that I like. Let's get real quick. Let me set my board. I need so badly to fix some stuff on my board. Just some basic stuff, but let's tune up. How's everybody doing? Sean, good to see you. What's up, guys? Good to see everybody. I'm back live streaming. Happy day off for some of you. You guys probably, some of you probably got a day off. We're back to the normal format. It just reaches more people, you guys. Even on the front camera. I don't know why. But they really try to promote that. Hey, Russ, awesome. Hey, great hearing from you. Thanks for popping in too, man. Really enjoyed that lesson. I did a bunch of lessons last week. I got some more this week too. I put it in the description if you guys are interested in that. Sitting in agile training. Oh, nice. I assume you're sitting on that at home, right? Check out this, I was messing a little bit with this harmonic trim. Kind of cool sound, isn't it? On that middle, both pickups wide open. What's up, you guys? Hey, this reminds me, AJ, dude, thank you off the bat, 10 new members. You guys just started working on some goals and stuff for this year, and one of the things is I've been really lacking, to be completely honest, on the member community and providing just some content that makes that worth it. So later today, I've got a video I'm going to post. I'm going to try and do the general stuff I don't want to lock out of people that are not members, but I haven't been doing that much, honestly, to really make it being like a members thing. So I think I'm going to start posting some of these, all those videos, all the gig vlogs you see and stuff, when you see me at soundcheck or me at the actual gig, right, playing, my phone's recording the entire time. And then obviously I can't have a 3-hour long video, so I'm chopping it up. I think there's certain things that I'm going to post that are full, unedited versions of that stuff. And some of that will be some of the members post stuff, I think. Some of them will be quite long. There's not going to be fancy editing in it or whatnot. But if you really want that super behind-the-scenes look, I think that's a good, easy way for me to start pushing a little bit more content for people that are members, because I appreciate it and I recognize that it's like I haven't really done that much just for members. So I want to do that. I'm going to start with, I've got a 45-plus minute just phone take of me in the studio, if you've listened to Where I Belong, of me trying to cut what's kind of going on in the bridge, and it's quiet, but the little guitar solo and us working through it. Some of the guys telling me, bro, that's not it. Quit playing this and move this and stuff. But I think that's going to be what I'm going to upload later for you members. And you could just watch through it, see the full uncut behind the scenes of me in the studio, just my phone in the corner. And watch me fail multiple times in that video, trying to get the take and kind of, and seeing that back and forth. Real fly on the wall type of thing. So anyways, a little bit thing about that. AJ, can't thank you enough, you guys. Just know that's on my mind. I recognize that, so I want to give some value to all those members that AJ is mostly gifted, you know. But your normal content, not going to be locked out for the normal people. Not at all. So, hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Hey, Tim, Ethan, what's up? Thanks for everything. Hey, thanks, you guys. You guys need to play a show in Vancouver. You know what? I'm not going to lie, Roachweiser. We have a potential one on the books in Vancouver, I believe. That's not till midsummer, and it's not confirmed yet. So you won't find that anywhere online. But I think we might be coming up there. I got to renew my passport. Oh, Virginia. Virginia. Okay. We will be back in Virginia at some point. That's not Vancouver. Guys, I really like that progression. Check this out. This is what I've been noodling on. That progression, you guys. I think it's cool. I'll jam over it a little bit too. Hey, also, if you're in here and you like it, hit that like button, you guys. I appreciate it. Hello from Brazil. I don't know November Rain. I'm a terrible request guitar player, as you'll see, but check that out. So I'm going F, G, then I'm doing this A minor 11 thing. Then I'm doing a G with the third and the bass, right? So I've got major third, 1, 5, 1. And then that open E kind of adds a nice little flavor to it. And that leads really well back to, so technically, this progression is in the key of C. I'm just never hitting the C chord, so I'm going 4. This is how I'm thinking about it. 4, 5, 6, 5 with the third and the bass, back to our 4. 6, 5 with third and the bass, back to 4. So you guys, let me, for fun, let's set up a looper on this, and I will set it up on this Ganymede just while I'm doing this real quick. Let me set up a looper, and let's loop that and jam over it while I answer some of your guys' questions. I appreciate everyone hanging out in here, man. I really do. Okay, let's have some fun with it, huh? So, 3, 4. I could sit and jam over that all day. Making stuff up. Oh, all right. AJ, thanks, brother. PRS, yeah, this is a PRS DGT. Absolutely one of my favorite guitars, man. This thing is awesome. I was on the neck pickup for all of that. Here's that bridge pickup. That's that tumness on it. Okay, let me answer a couple of y'all's questions. What is up, everybody? Beautiful. Hey, thanks. Gifted. Yes, I'm not a human. Welcome. Welcome. I didn't go to guitar school. No, I did not. And how you're working through coming up with parts for a song would be super interesting and helpful. Okay, awesome. Okay, Russ, I'm glad you are into that idea. When using thumb over, is it always only on the low E? For me, yeah, 99.9% of the time. In fact, honestly, about 100% of the time. Some people will grab that A. I can grab it. I never do. I never do. Yeah, I just never do. It's always the low E for me. I could, I guess. That's an interesting chord, isn't it? Now I'm grabbing both. Adds a nice color, I guess. I never do it. I do have to strain my hand a little bit to get that. That's a cool kind of lick. There I'm going. That's kind of a cool lick. I'm thinking flat 7, minor 3rd. You know? Let me scooch up just a little bit so y'all can see my hands a little bit better. And answer a couple more questions. Let's see. What do y'all got for me? Oh, I'm not human. Okay, sorry I missed your question. Not sure if you remember, about a month ago I asked for some tips on bar chords. Been practicing what you told me to get better with the muting issues. That's awesome. I'm not a human. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Stetson just chilling. That's right. I got the dog. He is fast asleep. He's had a wild morning. He's teething right now, so he's losing his baby teeth, which is weird. We found 2 teeth now. But apparently it's okay. They're going to grow back. Did you catch the PRS 40th birthday? I watched it all online. I wasn't there. Wasn't there, but Royals, what's up? Dave, thanks. I can't get the A at all. Short thumb. Yeah, Dave, I wouldn't worry too much about that. I never hit that A, honestly. I could do it right there in that example, but I don't. Sound great. Hey, thanks, Mike. I really appreciate that. Bluesy afternoon, yes. DGT body shape doesn't seem as different from a Strat as I thought. The horns really make it appear much smaller. Yeah, I don't think it's, yeah, you know, I think, I don't know. I think the DGT, like, compared to Gibson or the McCartys, are just a little bit thicker. This isn't thin, but they're a little bit thicker. And then obviously a single cut with this coming down would make it look, I think, bigger. And there is more wood in that case, literally more wood. Let me go on here real quick. Got some email stuff. Let me look through this. See some people reaching out. But, okay. Sorry, you guys. Might turn on some stuff, so whoops, let's not have anyone else's stuff playing in the background. Okay. Chris, let me see. Tim, I'm curious. How much time do you exercise your dog per day? I've been thinking about getting a, which are also high energy breed. I'm trying to figure out if I can pull it off. Well, Chris, I'll tell you what. You know what's interesting is these are kind of high energy, but actually not as much as you would think. They need exercise like any dog. It's been so cold here that a lot of it is just playing fetch with him inside. Now, he's small enough where we can do that, and he zooms all around the house, and he's got a good 20 to 45 minutes, depending on the day, of hard zooming around, going after the ball, bringing it back, and then he does this. And from what I've read and learned as they get older, they do a lot more of this. So an Italian Greyhound is actually maybe not as much you have to be walking them 3 times a day as you'd think, but it's also been so cold here. When we go on one long walk, the dog is out for like hours after that, you know, and he's tiny. So he loves to run around, but his energy reserve, you know, is only as big as he is. Hey, it looks like we got our first tip in here too. Let me go down. Sounds great. New dog. Yeah, his name is Stetson. Standard notation to a pro player. Okay, hold on just a second, Connor. Royals, thoughts on the old PRS CE22s? I've got a CE24. That's not the new one, but I've played just in guitar stores, even unplugged, a couple of the 22 CEs. I think they're awesome. I love the CE I have. My least favorite thing is the pickups. For me, the way I like to play, I really like the McCarty style platform. I don't like their more modern pickups. I just don't. But that's also for me and how I like to play. I think if you were playing in a little bit higher gain setting, they'd sound great. And don't get me wrong, I've played hundreds of shows with that guitar. I mean, a lot of shows. I've used that guitar full time for like 3.5 years. So I made them work, but then getting this and having just warmer, not as high-fi feeling pickups I really like. And same goes with that SE hollow body, man. The McCarty pickups in that just are, they're the SE versions, but the low turns are, I'm way about them right now. Loving them. So that's my thoughts on that. Okay, what's the best way to learn to read standard notation to a pro level? What do you mean like classic music notation? Because that I don't know. I don't use that. I never have to use that in any of my work any day. Some people in town do. I don't. So, you know, I was in band and jazz band, and I read a lot of music growing up, but I haven't used that in so long. It would take me forever. I definitely couldn't sight read. I can sight read you changes in the fact that like G7 is written, not the actual notation of the changes. That I can't sight read at all. But outside of that, I don't have a good answer for you, and I'm sorry, just because I never have to use that in my work. But Royal, thank you so much for the first tip of the day, man. Can't thank you enough. My girl, Danny Varile of The Warning, was gifted a 30,000 custom PRS from Orianthi. That's crazy, and that's awesome. That is super cool. Thomas, good to see you. Look, Stetson looking good. Jason, what's up? Good to see you, man. Have you or anyone in here put hands on any Sire guitars? No, but I was just watching a video where someone was talking about Sire guitars, and they seem to like them. Honestly, I don't know anything about them, so no, I haven't. And I'm sorry, Jason, I don't have a good answer to that, because I just haven't. Hey, thanks, Pray to Escape. I'm glad you're enjoying the music. Let's keep playing some. You know, there was an old Robin Ford intro for a, I can't remember what that song was. Where how'd that go? How did that go? Oh, let's go back to the middle, and I'll just turn this up all the way. Let's see. So. What song was that? I don't want to play it on here because I've demonetized so many of my last live streams, to be honest. I don't want to demonetize this one. That's with the Klon. I really like that sound, you know? If I go to the back pickup, roll that tone down a little bit. Love that, dude. That. Thank you for answering that. What skills do you use the most for gigs? Great question, Connor. This first, I'll give you a couple. First one's gonna sound basic, but if you're playing cover tunes in those long sets, the biggest skill there is gonna be ears, which I'm still working on, but using your ears, man, because you get a lot of music thrown at you that you don't know. And then the second, by far, biggest skill is on the fly being able to read a number chart. In Nashville, there's a bunch of drop boxes floating around that have tons of tunes, like 2,000 plus tunes that you're probably likely to run into, charted out by all different kinds of people that have submitted charts to this. And everybody in town uses that, and it's really, really helpful at points. So being able to read a number chart is probably the number one skill. Nashville number chart. You know, if it says 145 and it says the key of E, being able to just go down the chart, look at it, read that. Really, really useful skill. In fact, honestly, I'd argue a mandatory skill. Now with Lanco, I'm not reading charts. With Lanco, we pre-rehearsed this music. I know exactly what I'm going to play. I've got it memorized because there, like on Broadway, when I'm covering a song, if we're covering a Taylor Swift song and I don't know it and I pull up the chart, I can stand there and just do it and I don't have to be so entertaining. Lanco, right? I'm paid in there to be entertaining. It's a show there, right? So I need to not be reading charts. I need to be moving around the stage, engaging, fun to watch, right? These are all things that are important. So there, the music's memorized. But if you had to learn one skill, the number one skill is no doubt be able to read a number chart. I don't think you could, you couldn't function down here without being able to read a number chart. Even if you're on a session, you know, if you got a session, someone is going to have charted out the song at some point if you show up to play, and they're going to sit down and say, here's the chart, let's go through it. You know, at a session, you're not most of the time just memorizing the whole song. You're reading a chart while you play. So just a Nashville number chart. Definitely, I think, the most important thing. Hello from Eastern North Carolina. Hello, Pedal Steel Guitar Life. Good to see you. Larry Carlton endorses Sire guitars. Marcus Miller has a Sire bass. That's cool. Yeah, I've heard of them, but I don't really know anything about them, to be honest, you guys. Do you have any originals? Yeah, I could play through some, just not stuff I really sing, but I'll jam on some. Just most of what I'm jamming on here is original stuff in general. Hello, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Brazil, hello. Ethan, hey Tim, got some more pedals ordered. Probably most excited for the fuzz and harmonizer for pitch shifting to different keys. Heck yeah, Ethan. What fuzz did you get? That sounds awesome. Howdy, Tim. Aqua, what's up? Great to see you. Come as you are. I don't know any Nirvana. I'm a terrible request guitar player. We got another tip from Scott that I'm about to get that. Let's get that amp on the road. Scott, I really am. Getting the amp on the road, dude. I'm taking it in tomorrow. tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be ready in time for the first set of shows. And I'm probably right now going to use the HDRX20, but I'm finally getting it fixed. We're going in tomorrow. Today's President's Day, and I don't think he's in the shop. But tomorrow we're taking it in. So I am finally doing it, and I'm going to be able to make just some content. I'll go overview that amp. It's really cool. It's been down for more than a year for me, and I miss it. And Scott's in here every time to remind me. So, dude, thank you so much. Another tip in the chat. Can't thank you guys enough. Can't thank you enough. Hello from Prague. Looking forward to the lesson. Hey, absolutely. That's Ian, I believe. We got a lesson coming up on Thursday. And, hey, if you guys are interested in any lessons, feel free, hit me up at that email, timavenmusic@gmail.com. It's in the description of this video. I remember to put it in there this time. But thank you. West Texas. Are that a PRS? It is. It is. It's a PRS DGT. Love, love, love this guitar, man. Love it. Okay, you guys. I'm waiting on an email back right now. So I keep checking that. Okay, when you read a number chart, are you thinking about the actual chord number, or are you thinking the number relative to the key? I think the actual chord, actual chord name, or are you thinking relative to the key? I'm always thinking relative to the key for me, Jason. Always relative to the key. So I just find my home base. We're in the key of E. Okay, it says go to the 2. I know that's F sharp, but I'm thinking 2. I'm always thinking 2. You know, but that's also, in Nashville case, I'm almost never changing keys. And if it does change keys, there will normally on the chart be a little thing that just says modulate up a whole step. And then I say, okay, I was in the key of E. Now we're going to go to F sharp, I guess, you know, or whatever. If you're in the key of G, we're going to go up to the key of A. And it'll just flat out say that on the chart, and then the new one becomes where you modulated to. But I'm always just thinking that number. So, yeah, do I know E is, and I know you know this, but yeah, you're right. I know E is going E to A for the 4 and B for the 5. Yeah, but once I get my home base, then I'm thinking about that relationship. Because once I'm up here, no matter what key I'm in, I'm thinking there's my 4. There's a 5, right? 1, here's a 5, always. 1, there's my 6. In close, so same thing. If I come up and I'm working at this position, I say, okay, there's my 1. Here's a 5 right there. 1, here's my 4 down here. 1, here's my 4 up here. 2, 1, here's another 1. Here's my 4, right? I'm thinking 1, here's another 5, right? There's a 1, 4, 5, 1. Here's a 6 right here, right? I'm thinking that I'm always thinking about that. So here's a 6 again. Whoops, if I play it right, different voicing for a 6. Here I am here. Here's another voicing for that 6, right? There's my 5. There's my 4. Here's back to 1, right? Okay, I'm right here. Let's go to 2. Here's my 2. Here's my 2. Here's a power chord version of the 2. Non-power chord version, you know. Same thing. Let's go from here. Okay, where's my 3? Thinking 3's right there. My 1, here's my 3, 1, here's my 4, 1, here's my 5, 1, here's my 6, 1, here's my 7. Kinda. I really just played a 5 with a 3rd in the bass, right? Back to 1. So in each position, those relationships I just have mapped where I'm thinking, okay, I'm up here, here I'm playing 1, well there's my 4 right there. If I want to go down to 5, I could. Want to go down to 6? Let's go to 3. Right, or right. Thinking 1. Let's go to 2. Let's go to 5. Did a 13, 5, right? You know, I know that's, and Jason, I know you know all that stuff. That's why I'm talking that way. But I'm thinking those numbers. I get my home base, and then I'm thinking relative to my key. That's just the easiest way for me. I mean, I technically know, like, okay, this is C sharp minor, but I'm thinking 6. I'm never really thinking, I'm thinking 6 first. This is B, but I'm thinking 5 first, you know. I think some of thinking that way too just helps for me keep it related to the key, you know, because then when I'm playing in E, I know that 5, I've got the dominant 7, right? When I go to the 4, I know I'm I'm thinking, okay, it could be major 7. It's also that Lydian. So I think thinking about it in that way too, I'm keeping it relative to being like, okay, I'm on the 3, so then that's my like Phrygian idea. 2 Dorian, right? Back to 1. But it's funny, when I'm playing over that, I'm not really thinking Dorian necessarily. I'm thinking, here's my 2 chord key of E. So E major scale, and just now I'm playing root off the 2, so I don't change those notes. That's how I'm kind of thinking. Let's go to 3. I'm always kind of bad at playing a 3, honestly. I need to practice at 4. Let's go to 5. Back to 1. Right? So anyways, I know I would spend a bunch of time on that answer. And Jason, I know you know all that stuff kind of. So that's also just for anyone else of thinking about how I'm thinking about it. That blanket key allows me to kind of what I fell into, which I wasn't thinking about initially, is when I'm on that 2, then I'm not thinking. Right, that's the normal 2 minor, a minor scale, right? You know, so with that blanket key, it's keeping me okay. The Dorian's the note in there, not this, right? Which I know you know that. Same with the 3 notes I've got access to in the blanket key. Anyways, okay, really long answer on that, but hey, thanks for a great question. Okay, Ethan said, got a Boss Fuzz F5, man. It's got a nice crunch at low settings. Probably the most excited to try to get that John Mayer. Heck yeah, Crossroads tones. Dude, Ethan, that's awesome, man. I hope you love that thing. Hello from Sweden. What's up, Louie? Welcome from Sweden. That's cool. Ever have a singer make you detune the whole set? Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of sets where we'll play a whole half step down. You know, I do that a lot. You know, so absolutely. Scott, tell her lay down Sally. Ha! Great insight. Thanks for that. Is the power of the number system right there. Yeah, absolutely. It's so dang far away from how I've taught myself to think. Can really use it sometimes, though. Yeah, and Jason, you know where that breaks down, and I know you know this, is a lot of those jazz tunes you're playing. Because then if you're only thinking numbers, I think it still works, but then you start getting into the, okay, I'm thinking 2-5 to the chord I'm going to, right? And some of those might just get too complex at a point where you do kind of have to think, okay, I'm going to B minor, and then I'm going to this, and then this, right? As opposed to just the numbers. I don't play in that setting all day long, but even when I am doing some stuff like that, I'll start thinking, okay, it's 2-5, and now I'm targeting like a new chord, right? So if we're going a little bit out of the key there, and let's like do that for a second. I'm in E, and let's make it, we'll make it more jazzy, right? So I'm going, let's make it clean. Let's say I want to go to the 4 chord and use that idea, right? I'd be going. Could get fun, I guess, and go. There minor. So, you know, what's weird is if you start trying to stack those 2 5s onto one. Like, what if I'm trying to get to the 4 chord from E, so I'm trying to get to A. So my normal 2 5 would be B minor to E7 to A. And same thing, I'm thinking about that not really as B minor. I'm really thinking, okay, I'm targeting A. Here's my 2 of A, here's my 5 of A, then I'm going there. That's where I'm thinking. It's a great sound, obviously, right? Let's have some fun. What if I did a 2 5 to the 2 minor and then to, so if I went, a certain point that might just get a little much, right? You could do that diminished trick too, maybe. Or I go, and then let's see if I diminish. Tons of fun stuff, you know. So I guess that thinking still works, but I'm sure there are tunes that are a lot more above my pay grade where that thinking starts to break down a little bit. I'm also just not confronted with a lot of that in Nashville and the stuff I'm playing. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that play little jazz gigs that play at the wineries or at a nice restaurant, and they've got a trio or a quartet. And they're playing a lot more music like that, you know? So there's a lot of that happening here. I'm just not in that scene. But I do like thinking about that stuff. It is kind of fun, right? It's kind of fun to think about, like, okay. It's fun to move around those keys too, because even here I could just be an A now. Okay, anyway, sorry you guys, I'm taking so much time talking about it, but a lot of the music I play, the numbers get out of hand real quick, 2 5 of 5, whatnot. So I just think, yeah, see, there you go. There, and I just now am reading that comment, Jason. But exactly what I was like talking about. Hey, thanks for hitting the like button. Also, you guys, we got another tip. So I'm gonna come back to these other comments. But the underdog, what is up? Okay, thank you first off so much for the $19.99. Let's see what you got to say. Okay, just found your channel the other day. Thank you for giving us a glimpse into the Nashville life. Going to head up there soon to see if I'm cut out for it, LOL. Thanks for all the encouragement. Man, absolutely. Absolutely. And I can't thank you enough for the tip. You know, cut out for it. I think it's plus or minus. Don't weigh your worth on if you feel like you're good enough to play here. You know, there's music for everybody, right? If you want to do it full-time, professionally, yeah, it's hard. And it's competitive in the sense that there's a lot of great players here. But there's always a space to play music, you know? You cut out for it. The cut out for it part just might be how much money am I going to make and how much am I willing to withstand to try and pay my bills with it. But just playing in general, everyone's cut out for it, man. There's all kinds of music here. I see great music all the time. I see music that's not so great. But you know what? Those people are still out and playing and having fun and enjoying the music. And that's here, you know? So when you make it here, you know, and come check it out, don't get too discouraged or hinge too much on that if you're cut out for it. You know, you just got to keep your expectations realistic, but don't let it make you stop playing or think, you know, you don't belong here, right? It's a great place and there's tons of music and it doesn't have to be your full-time job, man. It's just awesome to live in a place where every night, if I wanted to, I could go out and see great music. And if I was playing and just playing for fun and I had my day job and I wanted to play 3 times a week at night, that could happen. You know, even if I'm not making any money at those gigs, I could have an original band and we're playing it. There's a great venue here called the Underdog. You could play at places like that. You play at the Cobra Room, and, you know, are those going to be super glorious gigs? The East Room? No, but you're doing it because you like it, right? You know, so I can't thank you enough for the tip. You guys are crushing on the tips today. Thank you. Let me go back to a couple comments I missed on here. Smash that like button. Yes. Going back to Nashville number chart is written in Roman numerals. I'm from England, so I have no idea what the common is in Nashville gigs. Absolutely not written in Roman numerals. If you take a music theory class, that's how you're going to learn numbers, but they're just written in standard numbers. Now, the benefit of those Roman numerals is the lowercase ones are minor, right? The uppercase is going to be major. But here, it's just 4, and if it's minor, or 2, and if it's minor, there's a dash next to it. Otherwise, there's no dash. It's like a little minus sign. That's how we do it. I should do a whole video where I just play through a chart and show you guys, like screen record my computer and play top to bottom. In fact, that might be, you know, that's a really good video idea, to be honest. You could see some ideas of some charts, you know, and play with the actual songs. That could be a really good idea. So, what would get you fired from a Nashville gig? Good question, Connor. Not knowing the music at all. You know, if you're going down to Broadway and you've never played with the group before and they're taking a lot of requests, there's going to be a chance that at some point you're going to have something you don't know. That's okay. That's not instantly going to get you fired. Most people understand that most of the time. If you just constantly don't know song after song after song, probably getting just not a call back. Especially if they gave you a set list and you had some time to prepare. Now, artist gig a little bit different, but also a little bit of the same. So the artist gig, obviously, you got to know, and that's when you've got a set list, you're going to rehearse, you got to know all the music, first and foremost, right? But what are some other things that would get you fired from something? There's a bunch of factors. Your gear consistently not working. Having one hiccup at a gig is one thing, but if that happens at 2 gigs in a row, and 3 gigs in a row. You know, I've had a buddy, it's a long time ago, and obviously I won't say who they were playing for or anything, but had gear problems 2 times in a row, and they let him go, right? And this is a fairly big gig. You can't have that, you know? Can't have that. You can't be screwing up the show every single time. So making sure your gear's in working order. There's going to be times that bad stuff happens. There's no getting away from that, but working order and being able to quickly recover. If I lose signal and, you know, my first instinct, unless something immediate is like, oh, that's obvious what's wrong, is just plug straight into the amp. It's probably something with the board. Most of the time, it's not the amp. Now, if I plug straight into the amp and I still got no signal, then we got an amp problem, right? Or it could be my direct cable that I'm using right there. So being prepared with an extra cable sitting by your setup is a great thing. If you lose signal, not fucking with your pedal board the whole song, just trying to get signal back, but plugging straight into the amp and you just make it work for one song. Then when the song ends, then we say, okay, let me try and assess. I've had to do that before where I go straight into the amp, the song finishes, and then I'm ripping through pedals on the board saying, where's the bad patch cable? Okay, I can plug into this one and the signal's working. We'll go the rest of the gig like that. Then assess it at home. So gear things. Another huge thing is just being sober. Now, you don't have to be completely sober. There's lots of people that are drinking and this and that, but it's showing up not messed up, and on those 4-hour Broadway gigs, not getting trashed to the point that you're playing bad. Having beers is okay. You got to just know your limit. You know, but staying clear-minded enough where you're not going to ruin the gig, that'll get you fired instantly. Showing up already drunk will get you super fired instantly. You know, artist gig stuff, it's being a good hang. I don't know how to explain not being weird. Having good hygiene, if you're traveling in a car, a bus, van, a plane, you're having to room with someone, you know, not being gross. Those are easy stuff that get you fired, you know. Rather take out the guy that can play all the music, maybe can't do all the extra stuff the other guy's doing, but can play the music and sounds great, and doesn't smell terrible and never brushes their teeth or whatever, you know. That's a real thing. Getting into the artist gig stuff too, your look is important on it, what you look like. You know, it doesn't have to all be homogenized, but you got to have kind of your thing, you know. It's an entertainment business. They want you to look cool. Certain artist gigs, and Lanco, I don't have to deal with this because it's a band, but certain artist gigs, I've been on multiple where the thing kind of is, okay, we're going to wear all black and please no hats, you know, because they want to, they're all black, it's kind of homogenize the band a little bit. The singer's going to come out in whatever, the attention's drawn to them. They don't want a big hat drawing attention. I've had that literally told to me before. And you wear all black and I don't wear a hat. You know, is it always that strict? No, but those are just things thinking about. So great question, all different kinds of stuff, but great question, you know. All right, let me answer some more. So much in here. Okay, I don't exactly know what APC is saying on there, but interesting. Cheyenne, hello. Do you, I didn't adjust the individual pole pieces on this humbucker. It's just how they came. I guess you could. I never have. Okay, had to play for just a second. I do play guitar for the new people coming in here. I don't just talk, but thoughts on a computer for recording? Looking at a Mac Mini M4 Pro. Should I go Mac or PC? What do you use or recommend? Okay, a couple things. I'm not a huge recording person, but I think can give you a little bit of insight. Mac, you'll still be able to use Pro Tools if you want, and you can use Logic. If you only want to use Pro Tools, then maybe you're looking at PC, but without doing a good bit of extra work of partitioning your hard drive, booting some up in macOS, that's a whole thing that if you're not that comfortable with computers and asking this question, you probably don't want to do. I would look at that. So if you only want Pro Tools, you could go either. If you want to use Logic, you pretty much have to go Mac. You can run Logic on a normal PC if you partition your hard drive, boot it in macOS. It's a whole ass thing. And I wouldn't honestly recommend doing that. If you really, because also just even asking that question, if you were going to be comfortable doing that, you probably wouldn't even ask the question. So, depends. Mac's going to give you access to both, and the new M4 stuff runs so well. I wish I had an M4. I don't right now. If this year goes good and goes good with YouTube, we'll upgrade the computer. But I don't know. I think because I'm a Mac user, my gut reaction is going to be Mac. And that gives you access to Logic or Pro Tools or whatever other system you want to use. But, you know. Hello, what's up, you guys? Quad Cortex, are you asking if I'm using one or my thoughts on the Quad Cortex? I'm not right now. I'm plugged into a PRS HDRX20 through my board. This is what the clean, I've just been playing clean right now. That's that bridge pickup. Here's both of them together. Here's the neck pickup. too much in the key of E today. Let's go. That's that classic David Grissom lick. That's where I got it from, at least, is you kind of think of G minor. But going down on this A string, and then with this hand, I'm keeping that G ringing open. David Grissom loves doing that thing. That's where I got it from, at least. It's a great, fun little... I used to have a something like that, maybe. Let's see how to. Let's go to the clone instead. Kind of like that rhythm, although it's a little weird going into it. Okay, anyways, giving you guys some licks. Let me answer some more questions. So far, my favorite quote for the day is showing up drunk will get you super fired. Very true. I mean, right? That goes with any job. Now, music is weird because on a lot of these gigs, drinking is almost encouraged. You know, you play downtown Broadway, dude, people are bringing up shots. I played 4-hour gigs where I'm taking multiple shots an hour. Not good. Don't do that anymore. I do not do that anymore. Now, I never, ever was on a gig where I got to the point where I couldn't play. But I was close a couple times. And to be honest, the times I was close, the whole band was there. And at the time, we thought we sounded really good. I don't know how we sounded. I was younger in the career. You know, I'm 23, out on the road. First time doing it. People were bringing us shots. Shots before the gig. Shots during the gig. Shots on break. I mean, you know... Really not great, not great. But I never like got so messed up where I bombed anything that I can remember. But yeah, if you get there and you're already cooked, game over. I did play, man. I played a gig one time with a guy, a singer I'd never met. He showed up and he had already played 2 shifts that day, and he showed up so drunk, and it was just embarrassing. And it wasn't like he couldn't sing the songs. He could, but his banter in between songs was just like, and he kept begging for shots. He wanted green tea shots. I must have taken 4 or 5 green tea shots on that gig. And his banter was just like annoying and so drunk and terrible, terrible. Anyways. Okay. Have you used a stylist to pick clothes and accessories? I'm pretty much a dork. Jeans and flip-flops. You know, I always had like my own style with Lanco. we are super fortunate where I do get to work with a stylist and I do get to pick out some stuff, but that, I'm going to be completely honest, guys, is incredibly rare. As the artist, you will get those opportunities to do that, and because we're a band, the whole group is the artist, so I get the opportunity to do that. But there, it's like we're going to an event, we're going to pick out some clothes. There's multiple clothes and accessories, maybe boots, shoes, whatever, to pick from, and we'll try different stuff on, go for a vibe. But then what happens is then I start buying clothes kind of based off of that general vibe, you know? So certain things are different. Like at the CMAs, I was in all black with a jacket, a turtleneck, black boots, these cool pants. You know, I'm not wearing turtlenecks all the time. That was cool for that thing, and I think it was a good look. But still, just in general. But I wouldn't rely too much on that. And I think the only time the band starts getting styled when you're around an artist is when the artist is really big. And even in that case, it's maybe not all the way. It just depends. And it depends on who you're playing for. I could see that more in the pop world of them having specific outfits sometimes. I know my buddy Tyler Tomlinson, who plays guitar for Morgan Wallen, I know at least on their tour last year, they all had a jumpsuit, the band did, that everybody's wearing. Obviously, someone decided, hey, the band would look cool all in this jumpsuit thing, so everybody probably got fitted and then got their own jumpsuit, you know? But then you're wearing that every night. So, yeah, I've gotten really lucky, and I've gotten to work with that and see how that scenes kind of go, and then now I've just built out my style based on that a little bit. But I wouldn't expect that, you know. Good clothes outfits, you can't go wrong with jeans that fit well, you know. They don't have to be skinny, but whatever it is, like not crazy baggy or whatnot. And a good pair of boots for a gig, or just some cool shoes. Some guys are more like maybe wear some Air Force Ones and you're that type of Bailey Zimmerman vibe, right? They're all wearing shoes like that. That's a vibe too. You know, Lanco's a boot kind of band, which I already wear boots, you know, but I wear that for artist gig stuff. Yesterday, I played downtown at Old Red, and I had on, honestly, I hate to say it, I had on this same shirt. I had on black jeans, and I had on a pair of Vans, and a hat, you know, so it doesn't always have to be, especially if you're doing the cover gigs, that matters less. It matters less on the cover gigs. But yeah, when it comes artist time, you know, they're looking to have people that look cool, at least have some type of thing going on, you know? A lot of times they really are. Even if your thing is the nerdy thing, man, that can still be cool. I think it's just leaning into something, you know? And the flip-flops are the big, you know, I wouldn't wear flip-flops to a gig. But that's easy to fix, you know? Okay. 4 minor is always very emotional. Yeah, Sean, and that's exactly what I was just doing, wasn't it? GarageBand comes free with Max 2. Okay, I'm way behind on the comments, you guys, and I'm sorry. Marcus King licks. I was working on Marcus King solo at one point. I don't want to demonetize this stream by playing it, to be honest, but there's real growth in your phrasing and overall control of the guitar in the year or so I've been watching. Dude, Sean, that means so much. I don't always see that, but I have. You're not the first person to write that comment. And it does make me think like, man, maybe I am getting better. I'm working on it. I'm trying to, you know? That's me jamming over a little. guitar lessons. Hey, thanks, AJ. Dude, you're the best mod. I'll tell you what. Do you feel you've improved in the last year? I guess so, Sean. I guess so. You know, always trying to improve. Always trying to improve, you know. Serious question. What about the devil's lettuce? Is that a big deal over there? A big deal in the sense that I know people that are consistently using that before a gig that go up and crush it. They're used to it. Some artists, I've been on the road with artists that specifically ask, don't bring that. Just because obviously lots of states that's not legal. They don't want to be driving and someone has that in the car. I've been on gigs where everybody is smoking and everybody has some, you know, so there, it's one of those things where like drinking, here's the thing, drinking, right? Like just a little bit of alcohol can give you some confidence. But at a certain point, your motor skills are just going downhill. There's no escaping it, right? Some people, that point's a lot higher than others. But regardless, at a certain point, if you're blackout drunk, you're just not going to play good. It doesn't matter who you are, you know. It's just how it is. As you said, devil's lettuce. People that are experienced with it and used to smoking, there's a lot of times you can do that and no one even knows you did. And I mean, you might smell like it, but no one knows you did, and you can still play great. I've seen that a lot. Back in the day, honestly, I used to do that a lot. I never do it now. I never do. Haven't in years. Doing it and playing. So, you know, that's an interesting one because if you're an experienced user, to be honest, you can do that and function and still play great. I've seen that a lot. That used to be me. For a lot of when I was in my early 20s and doing cover band stuff, that was always in the mix. You know, we'd be on break, have some, go back out, be ripping it. And it's funny, people would be like, did you just think you were playing good? No, I was playing good. I knew I was, you know, to my level at that point. But with the alcohol, man, at a certain point, those motor skills just go away. At a certain point, they do. I've also had times, though, where I took too much of the devil's lettuce, whatever, right? And then got up there and got in that mode of like, everybody's looking at me. And then I was playing more reserved, and you hit that chord and you're live and it's really loud. I've only done that on cover gigs where the stakes aren't as high. Now I don't do it at all. I'm not around. No one in the band does that in Lanco while we're playing or whatnot, you know? So it's just, you know, it's better for me not to. The stakes are a lot higher. It's an extra factor that maybe I would play great, but I'm going to play good without it too. So is it a big deal? You're allowed to do it. Different artists are going to react differently to it. You know, it's just an interesting one because the alcohol, like I said, is an obvious, at a certain point, you're not going to play as good. That's just a fact. Whereas that is a little more nuanced, right? You know? If you don't ever smoke and you do, and then you try and go up and play, if you haven't flexed that muscle, because doing that way in front of people is a task on its own, you know. But I've had times where I can really get in the moment. I mean, way back in the day, like I said, I don't do it now, but you know, now I do that. I never do it for a gig, so now I'm not used to doing that. I think I'd just be really anxious now, you know. I like being clear-minded now, which I'm really thankful for because I'd spent a lot of years consistently not clear-minded at these cover gigs, you know. It is fun. You hit that big chord and you feel that in your soul, you know, but you still can without it. So anyways, good question. Honestly, a good question. You know, but that's something where if the artist really doesn't like that and you're going out on break to smoke, could get you fired. The artist might be asking you if you want to smoke on break. I mean, you know, so let's read the room a little bit too on that. And then know your limit, man. You know, if you're used to playing and doing that, you're probably going to be okay. If you like doing it, but have never played in front of people doing it, I would maybe hold off. Because playing in front of people and keeping your mind right when you're feeling that way is a task on its own, you know, because it's real easy to start freaking yourself out a little bit, and then you're up and it feels really loud and everyone's looking at you. It's an easy way to crash and burn. So the obvious answer is the easiest way to combat that is not doing it. But that's a real honest answer and some insight on that. And it's a good question, honestly. Yes, if you're literally asking about the legality of it, it is illegal in Tennessee. Waking up the next day, oh God, what did I do? I don't remember. Yeah, man, I'm glad I don't ever have nights like that anymore. There's a time I did. Never even crazy bad, but still some, you know. Biggest guitar aha moments. If you mean like playing wise and like stuff where I was like, oh, it's once I started getting that cage system down. And if you've been on these streams before, I preach it so much. Hey, check this out. While we've got people in here right now, I want your guys' real honest feedback on this. And if you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment on this live stream, please, if you made it this far, on what you think about this. I'm looking at, my answer to that question was going to be, right, the cage system stuff. Just figuring that out and connecting everything. Biggest transformation in my playing in the last 10 years. I'm a little out of tune too. Or these strings just need to be changed. The strings just need to be changed. I need to intonate this soul girl. But so this is what I was gonna say is, you guys tell me your thoughts on this. Teach a lot of lessons, and if you're interested in lessons, I'd love to work with you. I'm thinking about, I've got a friend that's a professional videographer, and I'm thinking about working with him in filming an hour-long class, just one to start, of my intro to the cage system, how I'm teaching it. Because a lot of these lessons I'm teaching the same thing. Now this would have charts, tabs, me talking through it, but filmed really pro, not like my YouTube videos, you know. Close-ups on my hands, working through some examples. It's classic course. Everybody does one, but everybody teaches lessons too, and I still get people that want to take a lesson from me. So I figure, why not just teach my version of it on a good, well-produced, hour-long thing, and then I could sell that for what would be cheaper than a lesson that you have forever with tabs, diagrams, all that stuff that shot really well, and it's a one-time buy that you have forever. Because, and I'm thinking about this, in a lot of my lessons, I'm teaching the same thing. It's a lot of that caged, and we're starting off on the cage. I'm thinking, why not just film something like that? And then for cheaper than taking the individual lesson with me, you can have that. It's still me teaching it my way. You can have it forever, work through it with stuff, and it's cheaper. And then for me also, I'm thinking of it as a business decision too, of saying, okay, if I can offload some people that would take a lesson, that want to just learn the intro to the cage system stuff that I'm normally talking about, maybe you buy that instead. Also, lesson-wise, if you're trying to scale that business, a one-on-one lesson, I can only do one at a time. Whereas 5 people might buy that pack in 10 minutes, right? So that's my thinking. It's obviously a business choice on it too, right? I'm thinking, I'm playing the same thing. Could I provide a really high quality product for a cheaper price? You don't get the one-on-one interaction time with me, but it's well shot, you know? So I'm just thinking, I want to know if any of you guys would be interested in stuff like that, because I'm teaching a lot of the similar stuff in lessons. So in my mind, I'm just thinking, I know everybody and their brother's got a course. They must do it for a reason, but same thing, everybody and their brother on here is teaching lessons too. And I still get some of you guys that follow me that like how I either explain things or the way I'm thinking about it, that want to do lessons. So I don't feel like it's too much to be like, okay, I'll do it and just do my version. In a well-produced course, you know, it wouldn't be like my YouTube videos. I've had close-ups of the hands and stuff. I've got a friend that is a pro videographer, does it for a living, could film a really good-looking thing, help me edit it right, and then sell it as a package. So anyways, you guys, I'm thinking about that. No one has to buy it, but, right? Let's see. Video on triads. Okay, maybe it just turns into a whole, you know, we'll start with the cage system, and then I think I'll go through there. Cage system lesson, great idea. Okay, I'm liking the positive feedback. Thanks, you guys. Would love to see you film that lesson. Then I could take in-person lessons to get personal clarification. Absolutely, Bob, you know. Both would still be offered. Absolutely, you know. I think that would be a good jump start to when you do pay for a lesson. Absolutely. Then you would come in with a little bit of extra knowledge, and we could ask questions from there. I mean, you're super right. I'm loving, I really appreciate all that, the great feedback on that. So quick too, you guys. I've been trying to reach you regarding your vehicle's extended warranty. Okay, Mr. Rob. I think I've been getting your phone calls. They're going to my spam box. Wow, he actually cut his hair. No, I didn't cut my hair. It's still there. right? Maybe going up to the 4 or 5 is a little too happy feeling. Let's loop it real quick. Let's loop it and have some fun with it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, let's do, should I do finger picking or pick? Let's do finger picking, I can layer in another thing. We're gonna have fun looping for a second, right? Here we go. 3, 4. Sometimes with the looping, where I could loop it and then just randomly noodle like I just did, which is okay. But if you're in a studio setting, they'd be like, hey, can you not just randomly noodle and like put a part on it? What's another part that could go with that, you know? I could do a... let's see. Kind of mirroring that an octave up. Let's see. let's have some fun mode, but okay. And I got real crunchy on that, honestly. Now that's a little extra bridge pickup. I could stand around the, oh, actually not just the bridge pickup. I was using the bridge and I was using both of these. But with both of those, right, it's, I like that kind of saturated. It's obviously really saturated. Let's try it again without the saturatedness. We'll just boost the tone. Anyways, fun little lift. There I just boosted the tone, instead of adding another drive. Okay, so you film that less. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. I think that would be when you do pay for it. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, very catchy. Hey, thanks. How to not lose concentration when people are watching. Randy, I'm going to be honest, I don't have an initial, this is going to sound like a kind of wraparound answer. But to be honest, it's just the more you do it. It's the more you do it. The first 100 times you do it, you're probably going to be thinking about that. The more you do it, the more consistent you are and you keep doing it, eventually you're going to start being like, okay, I'm used to people watching me. Even sitting on here, right? Like, you know, I at first, way before YouTube, when I was just on TikTok, before I was on YouTube, I'd live stream all the time. And at first it's like, okay, I got to play and then people are watching. And eventually I get to the point where it's like, I'm not even thinking about it. But same with live playing. The more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get. And you're not going to be thinking as hard about that. But it just takes throwing yourself in that fire, to be completely honest, you know. Hey, I'm going to use this timer again real quick. Plug lessons. It's in the description. timavenmusic@gmail.com if you're interested. Reach out. Love to book one. I do $1 a minute, normally 60-minute lesson. Happy to do 45-minute lessons. There's my spiel. Also, the people that have tipped today, can't thank you enough, dude. AJ with the 10 subs, the tips coming in. I really appreciate you guys taking the time and the money to send a tip. Support the stream, support me, right? I mean, that's literally what it is. So I appreciate it, you guys. It's it means a lot, as it would to anyone, right? I mean, it's money. Of course it does. So thank you. Just wanted that to not go unnoticed. Just noticed the doggo. Yeah, here's Stetson. He is passed out, man, and he has been asleep. Don't worry. Once we're done with this, though, he'll wake right up. He's teething right now. He's lost 2 teeth, but he's growing, you guys. When we got him, he was about 4 pounds, and he's when we went to the vet, he was 9.5, and that was like 3 weeks ago. So he's probably, I would call him 10 pounds now. He feels like he's 10 pounds. I'm not sure how big he's gonna get. Probably about 12 pounds. Could be 15 if he's real big, honestly. For an Italian Greyhound, it's kind of big. He is curled up, dude. Gotta look at him, make sure he's still alive. He's sleeping so heavy. Stetson's sleeping real well. Okay, saw Daniel Donato play this week. Dude, Daniel's awesome. Such a good player. Beating stage fright. Looks like he'll be here in town this week. I should go check him out. You absolutely should, AJ. Daniel's awesome. You just have to play in front of people more to deal with stage fright. Fishy's not wrong. You run a drive all the time? No, not all the time. Right now, I was for that example just because that's what I was on, and I liked it, you know. But no, I do not always run a drive. Great question, though. Sorry, while I reload my... Oh, whoops. Hold on just a second. I got YouTube auto playing stuff. But searching for hour. Do you play System of a Down? No. Bullet for My Valentine? I don't know. I'm a really bad request guitar player, honestly, you guys. System of a Down is in his wheelhouse. You're right. It's not in my wheelhouse. That's a great solo I'd learned at one point. Yeah. Let's try to. Anyway, some good stuff. So you flip the camera and attempt to be left-handed. Ha! Yes. You'd never guess how many people have complained about the left-handed thing, but here's the truth, you guys. I thought it was just vertical. It was pushing it to more people if you're vertical. Even if you're on the back camera, not true. Pushes it to more people only if you're vertical and on that front camera. So the reality is, right, like even my back camera last live stream, right, maybe I have 1,000 views total from it, whereas these I'm getting 4,000 to 6,000 views. And same thing, back camera, after I got off my last live stream where it was still vertical, but I was set normal, I gained like 4 new subscribers. Man, it's just honest. Streaming it this way, I get done with this and I've got 30, 40, 50 plus new subscribers sometimes, you know. Today hasn't been a crazy day of people in here, but sorry guys, but live streaming wise, this is just like, in business wise, it makes more sense. I get a lot more views up and down with the front facing camera. And I tried to unmirror it on the front facing camera. Google won't let you. So sorry about that. But yes. Dick, what's up? Rick. Yes, I always get confused because it's Rick, but then your name. Dude, thank you for the tip. Another one in the chat. You guys have been killing it on the tips today. Dude, I cannot thank you guys enough. It's great seeing you. Missed the whole hour. And I'm going to play for a little bit longer here, so don't worry. Then I'm going to make some lunch. But you guys, it's just making it an awesome stream today. Thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. Can't thank you enough, but thank you guys. Okay, let me look around some of these questions I missed. Can you talk about adding the major minor third in your scales? Fishy, that's a great question. Great question. Yes, I will talk about it. I see you flip the camera. Okay, so Tears in Heaven, not great. Mr. Vague, hey, what's up? Great to see you as always. Okay, major minor third. And Rick, thank you so much. Another tip in the chat, dude. Seriously, can't thank you guys enough. Let's talk about that major minor third in your scales. Let me talk about how I'm thinking about it. The major minor third kind of stuff is a lot of times blues, country stuff, you know, you're moving in and out of that. I'm mostly thinking kind of pentatonic, right? So if we're in A, and I'm playing over an A dominant chord, an A dominant 7, right? There, I'm thinking I've got the flat 7 and major third. And when I'm playing an A7 chord, I'm thinking, okay, I've got access to the major minor third stuff there, right? Like I could play either, you know? So if I kind of run through that normal A major pentatonic, it'd be... Right? There's my major third. Now if I run through A minor pentatonic... Right? It's me overlaying those two, and it's especially right here. if I'm in that little box, this little house box, right? I'll call him back. It's a lot of times this. So on top of, I'm thinking about A major pentatonic and A minor pentatonic at the same time. My roots don't change, but I'm going to start playing with that. You know, so you can kind of focus a little heavier on the minor third and flat 7, or the major third in the 6 to make it a little sweeter. So if I was playing a more minor sounding thing, I'd do something like. It's almost all minor. Now, if more major, I'm going to think, okay, I'm still, to keep it bluesy, going to hammer on from that minor third to major third, but it might be a lick like this. See how there's a little bit sweeter sound. I focus more on the major third. Now I'm doing this out of this E shape A major chord right here. And I'm thinking I'm playing over a dominant 7, because that's really where you can start interlacing these things. So if I want it more major, I'm going to come in and go. If I want it more minor, I'm going to come in and go. Now with that bend, I'm still teasing that major third, but I'm not doing as hard of the. You know, so in each position, I'm just overlaying those two together. So if I'm up here out of the C-shaped A, I'm thinking. Real majory sounding lick. Now what if I want to start major and then we'll tag it at the end with minor? Then I'm thinking. Right? And there I just walk down. You want to bring it back? I went minor third, major third to that root. So here I'm thinking just out of this house box for the major pentatonic. But then as soon as I grab up one more fret, so I got 2, here's the minor third. Once I go, then it's minor. That's me flowing in and out of them right there, right? But in a blues context, you just kind of read the room and then pick your thing. But I'd work on just trying to add in those two. A great lick to start. I do this with some students. I'll do one out of this. That box, I'm going. There it's. And see here, so there, that major box. There's my root. There's my major third root. Right? So when I bend this up, there I was bending it kind of the major third. You could bend it to the minor third. Say, right? That's a version. Or you go major third. Now bending it up to the major 7 is kind of weird, but here's my flat 7. So major pentatonic. So I'm thinking if I bend this 6 up a half step, right? Sounds kind of minory. Or I could go up to the 7 and bend that up a whole step to the root. Right? So that's a more minor lick. Hope that helps a little bit. That's what I'm thinking about on that stuff. You're doing it when I'm doing it. Okay. Tip, thank you. Where are we at? Jeff Beck, don't know. Caught a live video. Absolutely, Curtis. Good to see you. Maybe you could use the looper to demonstrate modes over a chord. Get rid of my house ghost yet. I don't think there's a house ghost. Okay. Use the looper to demonstrate doing those over the chords. No, the camera's mirrored. I'm right-handed. Okay, so let's see. Looper. Are you wanting me to, talk about... I don't play a lot of stuff that's like hard in the modes. That's not exactly what I'm thinking about. A little bit, that mix and major and minor stuff is a little different. At least I think so. It's a little different vibe. But there, I'm thinking just like through a blues, we were doing it in A, but it could be a simple... Whatever, right? And I'm just off the cuff. Not all that was in time or in rhythm. But there I'm just mixing major and minor. I'm moving to that 4 chord. I'm moving to that 5 chord. At one point I went to the 2 chord instead for the turnaround. That kind. I love that lick going to the 2 chord going. out. You're right. He is passed out. Okay, little guy? He's still with us. He is tired, man. Sleeping. All right, you guys. I think it's about time. I need to eat some lunch. Been streaming for a while now, so I think I'm gonna hop off. But you guys, awesome stream today. Really appreciate it. It's been great. I can't thank everybody that's tipped enough. Can we get some likes in the chat for everybody that's tipped, dude? Seriously. Great stream today, man. Great stream. So reach out if you're interested in lessons, timavenmusic@gmail.com. I'm happy to set something up with you. And be looking for some of that other stuff and some of that stuff I was talking about with the members on the way. All right. Look, here's the notice. Time to get up. Look, he's up. He's awake. Everyone want to say hi. Look, why don't you show him your face? Come here. Oh. He's like, what is happening? Oh, are you gonna? Yeah, I don't think you can get down that way, little guy. Okay, you guys, we're hopping off. Take him to the bathroom. Go eat some food. I love you all. Until next time, peace.